Okay, so now it should start picking up these screens here. So here we are. We've got our Hiawassee College set up, and we've got our EasyBib set up. So we're going to be working back and forth between these two. So I'm going to try to show you something a little advanced about EasyBib, not just the same old stuff that you may have heard me talk about before in Great Beginnings, or for some of you that were in Ms. Frank's class for the 1010 this summer. Dr. Tompkins and I talked about what would be a way to help you use EasyBib more effectively and get more out of it, above and beyond what you may already know. So what I want to talk about today will be, going in and using the library databases. I'm going to show you a little bit more about the databases and how they work with EasyBib. And then I'm going to show you, hopefully we'll have time, I can also show you, if you insist, or if you can find good material that's just out there on the web, how can you get what's out there on the web connected to EasyBib for your citations. So it's more about Hiawassee College databases, which we keep encouraging, strongly recommending that you use that kind of source material, because we pay for that stuff. It's been screened, evaluated, judged as good quality academic material, and so use that. If you just rely on the web for your sources, anybody can put anything out on the web, whether they know what they're talking about or not. And you get biased stuff, people with conservative or liberal views trying to promote a bias sometimes, or most of the time they're trying to sell you something. You get on all these websites where there are links to advertisers and things. So just the internet, just to rely on it for research purposes, that's not entirely the best way to approach it, because the internet's not just designed for academic or educational purposes. It's designed for other things as well. And one of the main things would be commercial. It's advertising. It's trying to get you to buy, make you a customer. So that can influence the kind of information that you get on the web. Do you know I can do a search on my computer on Google or a search engine, and I'll get results that are tailored to me based on my history, and then you go and do the same search, global warming or whatever, and if it's on a computer that you've used before, it'll give you a different set of results based on your preferences, what it's recorded, all these cookies and stuff that get in there that, again, they know how to kind of make it work, and in a way,
there's always the option to delete that as well and clear your stuff, so that way you can get a brand new.
You can, if you become a sophisticated enough user, know how to work around some of that. I think for just the average person, the way to get around it is just don't rely on the internet for your schoolwork, for your research. Know that the library has the resources for all that evaluation and screening. It's been done for you in a way. Okay, so I'm going to get to libraries page here off hiawassee.edu. I just clicked academics and then library. And so we go into the databases. Can anybody, just for a quick review, can anybody kind of work through the process for academic or for a TEL database? All these, I need to update the listing here a little bit. This is a TEL database. I've tried to indicate which ones are TEL, which ones aren't. But can anybody show me right quick how to get an article? Let me get an article up here off Academic One file, a TEL database. I'm just going to get anything here. Here's climate change and health. Well, I am going to maybe give an example based on something like global warming. How are you going to get this article into EasyBib? Anybody show me? You can talk us through it as you're doing it too. You can be recorded. Okay, I'll talk.
Would you go to the citation tools?
So you're going to go look for your citation tools.
I know, but I
T-
don't know if I have to.
Well, that's if you're going to quote something. Here we're just going to get the citation. So I had to do all the TEL databases. So far as I know, I've not run across any that don't have it. All the TEL databases give you the citation tools. And then it just, right there it is. You make sure it's showing it in MLA. Shoot it over to EasyBib. Go ahead. And now open up the new, well, there's the new EasyBib. We want to make it, though, get into the project. Let's see. Right now it's in the new project. Click on the box there. And where it says with checked, we're going to copy into another project. If it happens to get in the wrong one, so now drop down the menu there and you should see the Tompkins RP. Let's make sure we're working with the Tompkins RP. So now tell it to duplicate. Now we've got it a couple of places, but we know we've got it in, now it's in the Tompkins RP listing.
Are you also deleting the extra parts off of the?
Well, that depends on the teacher, and you may check with Dr. Tompkins or whoever the teacher is, whether or not they want the URL for a database source, like Academic One file. I don't, if it were me, I would say, no, get rid of it. It makes it, but I would keep it in EasyBib. When you do the final citation, I would get rid of it when you turn in the final page.
Yeah, when it's on the works side of the page. But look down at the bottom there, you have to have that there
Scroll
for
down.
it to do the link. Just scroll down a little bit. Okay, see where it says more? Click on more. And then click on link.
You could just let
And then
EasyBib
it
shoot you
goes-
right back to the article.
It goes right back to the, otherwise, how are you gonna get back to the article?
If you're working on it, you know, a day or two later, and I
Right.
want to get back and look at that article, if you keep the link in there, and
Yeah,
I
you
would
have
keep
to,
it
right,
for
you
that
have to.
reason,
Yeah.
where you now, EasyBib will just shoot you right back to the article. You don't have to search for it again in Academic One.
I know that some people go ahead and print it off as well, so sometimes they don't need that, but it's good to have that just in case you lose the papers.
But for the,
That's
right,
true. And you want to copy and paste the quote that you're going to use, the passage, onto your EasyBib card, and then paraphrase from there. So
Well,
you're going
that's-
to need to get back to the article this way as well.
Can't you highlight it?
Or you can, yeah, you can highlight if you want. Yeah, that would be good for your reading purposes.
Can't you highlight it on EasyBib?
Can't you highlight it on EasyBib?
you can, when you're talking about working with the note cards, I think there are some like word processing settings where you can maybe bold it or make bullet points or something. I'm not, I'd have to look at it again to make sure. But if you just copy and paste it from the article into the EasyBib note card, I mean, it's going to divide it up. It's going to create headings for it so that the teacher could easily see what's the quote from the source and then what are your comments. What's the title of the source? The EasyBib will work it up where it's
Yeah, it's automatic.
easy to see and kind of
We're going to go
highlight
over
it.
that tomorrow.
So you could try it out and see if there's, I know you can color code your cards if it helps you keep them separate that way. I'd have to, that would take a little time. Maybe I can sit down with you and show you that part of it. All I wanted to do right now is just show you, a little review for the Academic One file for TEL databases. Where I want to push on and keep going here is to talk about some of the other databases that we have that are not TEL. And if you go into any other database, it's a little different setup then to connect your citation from the database into EasyBib. Okay, so some of you may have heard of JSTOR before. You may have heard that. It's a great resource. We have to pay additional money for it to subscribe to just a part of it. If we subscribe to everything that's in JSTOR, it would be like $30,000 a year or something. Well, I honestly can't afford that, but we do get access. you would want to use JSTOR. A lot about which database to use sort of depends on your topic. If you're doing a topic that is something sort of arts and sciences, we've got then JSTOR will work. If it's the humanities or social science, the Films on Demand will work. And it's not a TEL database. It has a little different, it's almost as easy as TEL to go from Films on Demand into EasyBib.
Yeah, so yeah, the only thing that I've had to use so far, because I don't have any experience using those other links, is the opposing viewpoints, which is on the bottom.
You can also go into an ebook collection. I was checking it out today, right before the class. One thing I noticed about it, I mean, it covers any and all subjects. You can search almost any subject in the ebook collection. But when I did global warming, a lot of it, I didn't find anything more recent than like 2004. Now that's been 10 years ago. And that's pretty. That's kind of, yeah, on a scientific topic like that, a lot has changed. The research may have changed. So that's something you have to think about for your sources, whether it's something off a library site or just off the web. The currency, how current is it? Is it too old, or is it right on the cutting edge?
Their thoughts and ideas could have been completely different then too. So
here's another great resource if you're interested in your topic has something to do sort of science and technology. This is we are subscribing, paying money so that our Hiawassee College students can get all the Scientific American magazine articles that have ever been published, all the way back into the 1800s. There's an on-campus access. It should, if you click here, it should just recognize that you're on campus. You can get to it off campus, and it'll ask for. And then you should be able to get in. And while I'm here, let me just show you. I mean, say, anybody, what are some of your topics? Are they
We
kind
haven't
of
figured that out yet. So
still
what?
PTSD.
That could be kind of medical. We have health databases at TEL that you might want to look at. There could be something here. Let's see,
technically
post-traumatic.
that would be a health or a science.
Yeah.
Down there.
I'm typing it in this is the little search where I can search for my topic.
It's hard to see.
Yeah, sorry.
I was looking up there.
So I've typed in post-traumatic
They're
stress
trying to change
syndrome.
it from.
Or I could try PTSD,
Sounds
but
bad.
okay. So here you've got
Yes.
117 results. It's showing you the first 25. It's trying to get articles that would have maybe those terms in it the most. You can change it here a little bit by the date if you wanted the most recent to show up first. There it switched it around, and so now I'm looking at something June 11th, 2015. That's pretty darn recent, right? Okay, so
What's the furthest back that we should go? I mean, as far as years go.
well, again, it depends on your topic. For some topics, you want to go back.
Mm-hmm.
If you're researching the causes of the Vietnam War or something, you need to go back into the 1950s and 60s material. You need historical materials. If it's sort of technology, you want the latest scientific research and evidence, then you go for the
I
most.
think I've heard before, like 5 years back, might be the.
Dr. Hinton, well, a teacher that used to be here, some of you might remember, psychology. She would have people do research papers in psychology, and she would say no older than 10